Hello everyone, Turner Burner here with another video for you guys. There's about 5 topics I want to discuss in this discussion video. I could spread it out over multiple videos, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just have chapters so you can see, you can skip to a section of your interest. That's probably the best way to do these because I kind of want to just talk about all of them right now. So let's just get right into it. So first thing I have written down is what I want to do, not in the distant future, like very soon, within the next, as soon as 3 days, as long as 7 days. I want to do a Master Escape Marathon. So what it's going to look like is, and I'll get to the Hive page here in a second. What it's going to look like is we're going to, and it's really whoever's interested. I am going to do I think it's 32 hives. By the end of Operation 4, there'll be 32 hives, I believe. I'm going to do them all in one long gaming session. I highly doubt anyone's going to be with me from 1 to 32. I kind of expect people to hang around for 3 or 4 games. So I'll need, without doing hard math, about 20 or so people to help me out with this. And what's going to happen is it's going to just be one long YouTube video of all the hives done in a day on Master. And I'll give, I'll put your name like in the comment section and description that, thank you for helping me out with this achievement. I don't know if anyone's done it. I'm sure someone has, but I want to get it in one long video and put it on my YouTube channel. That way, again, similar to this video, there'll be chapters about, doing each individual hive. The exact order of the hives, it may just be as it's, maybe alphabetical order. I haven't decided that per se, but yeah, that's something I want to do no longer than or I don't want to wait any longer than a week to do this. Because I want to do this before the next hive comes out, I need to do the Mist with someone who's on PC that has access to future hives, because I don't want to wait for the Mist to come out, the final hive of Operation 4, because it's when I have an idea or I have a goal on something, I kind of get impatient. I want to achieve it. So waiting 2 weeks for something like this isn't really ideal, especially because I've already been thinking about it. So with the Master Escape Marathon, that's something I want to do. If you are interested in being a part of the Master Escape Marathon, just tell me, maybe how many games you want to do with me, what maps you're most interested in versus, maps you don't care for. And also tell me like roughly when you're on. Some of these can be in the comment section. Some of these can be on Xbox, whatever you want to do. It's okay with me. But yeah, that's something I want to achieve, doing every single hive in one day and putting it all on YouTube. So, yeah, if you want to help me knock out every single hive in a day, whether in a small or large capacity, you just let me know. Maybe you can knock out a hive you haven't done yet. One of the important things is since it's 32 hives and each hive takes about 20 minutes, I anticipate this to be anywhere from 10 to 12 hours or so. I'm probably being overly optimistic, and maybe as much as 14 hours of, Master escaping. But anyway, this is something I want to do, and if you're interested, just comment below. So it's going to be a Master Escape Marathon. The exact date, I don't know, but I know it's going to be, anywhere between 3 to 7 days from now, based off of my current schedule. So keep me posted, all of you. So the next thing I want to talk about is level 20 characters. So you may have noticed when I first opened this video that Clayton has, the bar is now almost 19 because I've been working him a lot on the Master Escape solo on the split, and that's kind of been hard for me because of all the bugs in the map. But long story short, it's 80,000 to get to level 19. I think someone told me it's 100,000 to get to level 20. For Clayton specifically, I don't see any new cards at level 20, so I don't know why the Coalition decided to do this. For me, it's like even before, it's really about the cards. Making sure they're, used to be level 5 and now they're all level 6 now. It's really about the cards. It's not really about the level anyway, unless I'm going to get something for it, whether it's a character skin or another skill card that's of value. But I don't know why they did this. I didn't even know this was coming. I was pretty surprised by this. But so now, because of this, once again, I don't have any max characters. Well, Paddock wasn't maxed anyway, but JD's not maxed. He was maxed. Now I have to give him a level 20. But see, the thing about maxed characters and stuff like that, that doesn't even motivate me anyway. So this change doesn't really affect how I play a whole lot. But I wonder how you guys feel about it. Does the number 18 versus the number 20, does that mean something to you? Does that make you want to play more? Does that motivate you? It doesn't motivate me, but I kind of am curious, maybe the regular person, or sorry, other people besides myself, maybe most people are motivated by just getting a higher number, 18 versus 19 and 19 versus 20. But for me, I don't see the point. I feel like there's other things they could be working on, and they're neglecting those things for the sake of, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, really. So in reality, I was kind of disappointed to see this, because it's like another thing I feel like they are kind of distracted by. I don't know if someone mentioned this, or like, oh, I wish my character could be level 20 or 25. But I feel like they should be focusing on other things, such as, I know I mentioned this in the last video, the gatekeepers is broken. The split has a ton of issues, and you may not notice if you do a lot of 3-person games, but it has a lot of issues. Like, there's one time on the split, and I have that video already, where an enemy was on one side of the map and he literally teleported like on the complete opposite end of the map. And the only reason I knew where he was is because he was marked before he teleported. So my mark like teleported all the way on across on the other side of the map. And I'll actually put that link in the description if you guys want to see it. It's a 37-second video, but I just feel like they're neglecting certain things for things that aren't a priority. At least I don't see them as a priority. And here's another thing. Mac's face is like Mac's face, what was wrong with his face before? You know, where it's just like his face to the left. I mean, what was wrong with it? I don't know if this is an accident or what the problem is. It looks absurd. I mean, maybe his face went, you know, through a nerf of in and of itself. Maybe his features in the original were a little too strong, and I don't know. But I feel like the Coalition makes decisions to get us to play more game or play more gears, as opposed to making decisions to make the overall experience while we're on gears better. Like level 20 characters don't make a lot of sense. Imagine if you just bought the game. And if I'm not mistaken, just as a side note, I'm pretty sure it'll take longer to get from 18 to 20 than it does to get from 1 to 18. I'm almost positive based off of how the numbers are. I don't know the exact math. I've been 18 with all my characters for so long, so I don't know the exact math, but I'm almost positive it'll take longer to get from 18 to 20 than it does from 1 to 18. Or if it's not longer, it's overly close, considering one's 2 levels and one's 18 levels. Not to mention, if your level 20 character doesn't mean anything, it only means something if you perform well and you're level 20, not just you're level 20. But yeah, I feel like they make it, I've kind of noticed as I've kind of gotten through the game, I feel like they make decisions based off of just getting us on the game more. Maybe most people will see that and see 0 out of 80,000, and then they freak out and they act like, oh, I got to play more gears. But that's not going to work for me, Coalition. So I'm going to play the exact same way. If I get level 20 characters, it's going to be incidental through normal playing. But I'm never doing a surge run ever again, or a clock run, or a descent run. So it's going to be incidental through hard master matches on Horde or Escape. So, but yeah, let me know what you think overall about level 20 characters, and let me know what you think why they did this to Mac's face. Mac deserves better than that. The last thing I want to touch on is PVE Wishlist for me. So when it comes down to Master Escape, most of you probably know that there's 7 modifiers, right? And some of the ideas I'm going to mention, I've thought of before and mentioned in other videos, and I've kind of I've talked with another YouTuber on the forums, and he also mentioned something to reaffirm something I kind of already mentioned. But basically, what I would want for Escape, and I think it was a good idea that this person thought of this. Just want to be clear, it wasn't my idea. They mentioned increasing the difficulty of Master. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, that's going to negatively affect people who can't do Master already. But then I thought about it again, and I was like, well, there are other modifiers. People don't need to do Master to enjoy Escape. When I was, the first month or 2 of me playing Escape before I met my friend, I was enjoying it playing Advanced or Elite. I thought it was insanely hard at Advanced or Elite because I didn't understand. But I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the missions and things of that nature. So it would be cool for players that, kind of have a consistent team, or if they consider themselves extremely good or above average, whatever that standard, that arbitrary standard is. It would be nice if we had, Master, I don't know what the names would be, so I'll just be basic. Master 1 is higher than, Master 2 than Master 3. I thought of an example yesterday where, imagine on the Labyrinth, you have to trap the 2 Wardens in the beginning, but then like a modifier that's specific to the Labyrinth is more Matriarchs as well. So on top of you trapping the Warden, you also have to kill or trap the Matriarch. So maybe you're dealing with, 2 or 3 Matriarchs before the safe room, and then 2 or 3 Matriarchs after the safe room. It doesn't have to be an invincible Matriarch, but just something of that nature would be at that additional modifier, something that absurd, where it's just, even the good players are rethinking how good they actually are. It'd be good actually to get back to that, because the only time I feel like, how do I say this, like concerned about, if I'm going to win or not, is solo runs typically. It's pretty rare that I go into a Master Escape run and don't win on the first couple of tries, unless I'm playing with people that don't have mics, or I don't know, things of that nature, or if I'm playing a character that really can't, isn't really good for the particular map. Like if I'm Clayton on Lethal Engagements, I can't really help my team win as much, so I need to be carried in that context. But in general, it's not uncommon for me to win Master Escape on the first couple of tries. It would be nice to go back to like how it was earlier mentally, where I'm like legit wondering, can I beat this map? Once you get to a certain level with Escape, you have to, to feel mentally stimulated, you have to like set your own challenges on you. So like for me, it's solo runs. I've done no skill cards. Maybe down the road, I'll also do no skill cards and no ultimate. I've seen that done as well. But it's not something that interests me right now. But my point in saying that is it's up to me to think of challenges when it really should be put on the coalition to make more modifiers. I mean, the game's been out long enough, so I feel like we should be able to, push the envelope with how, the only way to get better is in the context of doing higher difficulties, harder modifiers, things of that nature. I mean, just imagine on the Ice Queen, instead of 1 matriarch, you get 3. I know I mentioned the matriarch already, or instead of, again, back to the labyrinth, because I've done that map recently. Let's say instead of 5 wardens before the save room, you get 10. These little details, or enemies. I wouldn't really change the health or lethal. That's kind of boring, but the modifiers can be something different, where like the venom's even faster. The doors, the supply room won't open unless you have to guard from an onslaught of juvies. Something that's more interesting than just adding level 20 characters. This has more value. Adding 2 or 3 more modifiers has more value than level 20 characters. And I would say most of you probably would agree with me on that. Let me know if you don't, obviously, because I'm also interested in that side as well. But and this person also mentioned, when I was on the forums talking to them, they said it'd be cool to basically pick your own modifiers. So basically, let's say there's like 30 or 40 modifiers to choose from. There may actually be that much. I don't know. But let's say that there's 30 or 40 modifiers to choose from, and it's master as long as you pick 7, or in this context, maybe it goes up to 10 modifiers for master 3, and what I'm saying. I think that would be awesome, because for me on the split, I'd get rid of the freezing snipers, and I probably would substitute it for, I don't know, poison rejects or something like that. That's an example. Or shock drones or something of that nature, or maybe more or shielded scions instead of sentinels. I don't know, something that's more creative than just being kind of. I don't know. It's a cop out to just say like, oh, we're going to go from 18 to 20 characters. That's not creative. That's probably why it was done, because it's easy, but it's not as creative as adding more modifiers, which, turns out other games do, to appease a crowd that needs to deal with higher difficulties. So, and, obviously Iron Man is a complete waste. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. That is just so stupid. And I was really disappointed that the split also had Iron Man, but I don't have control over anything. So and what makes the split hard to do solo is because if you're Cole, you can get it done in like 8 or 10 minutes. So it doesn't mean anything. But if you're another character, because I'm trying to do it eventually with 3, but after I do this solo, I'm gonna take a break from solo runs for a couple days or whatever until after the Master Escape Marathon. But when it comes down to the split, you got to be perfect for like 20 minutes straight. And that's why there's only been one other solo that's not Cole on the split. And it was done by Foz, and it was actually an exceptional video. I'm trying to do it with Clayton, which gets a little tricky towards the end. Made the LZ a few times. But when you're dealing with Sentinels and, DR1s that seem to just reproduce, it gets tough. It gets dicey. So I'm still trying to do it. I don't give up, but it's hard. And it's like 10 times harder if I got Iron Man, because I've made it to the safe room probably over 100 times at this point or something like that. But because of the fact that I'm dealing with Iron Man, I have to keep doing something that's routine. Getting to the safe room and even getting to the last part is borderline routine. It's just that last segment is tough for me. So when you're dealing with 3-person games, obviously you deal with way less failure. So maybe Iron Man doesn't piss you off as much as it pisses me off. But The Split is a very long map. The Labyrinth is also a very long map. It could be almost 20 minutes long. The Split can be almost 20 minutes long. These maps just have no business having Iron Man, and I don't really get what's taking so long just to get rid of the modifier and substitute it for something else. On lethal engagements, they don't have Iron Man. They should have just kept that going. What's the problem? So, but anyway, without getting too frustrated, rotating modifiers and then increasing the difficulty, that could be very, very interesting because it would challenge me, and I would also get better as well if the Warren, imagine on the Warren, instead of I think there's 100 juvies on the Warren in total, and they're all melee resistant. Let's say we pop it up to 200. So each encounter that you had before, you got double the juvies. So that would be nuts. But let me know what you think of rotating modifiers and increasing the difficulty. And let me know what you think about what I've discussed in this video. So just to recap, Master Escape Marathon, if you are interested in that, let me know. Comment below. That way I can get back to you. I'm going to do all 32 hives in a day. And if you're on PC, like I mentioned before, I need the last. I don't know if I'm going to go in the order of when they were released, but for the Mist, I need someone on PC to help me out there because I'm on controller. That's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about. I don't know. Does anyone know why his face is different? I don't know why they did that. At least when I have the Mechanic Max skin on, I don't have to see that. So this is the Mac I know. But so that kind of covers up the nerfed face. But let me know what you think about, if you're excited for Operation 5, if you're excited about, level 20 characters, and what you think, what would improve Escape in your opinion? What would be your PVE wish list if you were able to talk to someone on staff at the Coalition? But that's it, guys. I actually thought this video would be longer, so thankfully it's not because I'm done talking. But yeah, thanks for listening as always, and stay tuned for the next video, and you guys have a good one. Peace.